Isn't it strange how the busiest days often leave us feeling the emptiest? You hustle from morning to night, ticking off tasks, yet crawl into bed feeling like you've moved mountains but haven't moved forward. It's a paradox, isn't it? That in our quest to control every aspect of our lives, from schedules to interactions, we often end up feeling the least in control. If you've ever ended your day wondering, what was all that for? You're not alone. Today, we're diving deep into the ancient wisdom of Stoicism, which offers a surprisingly modern solution to reclaiming not just your time, but your peace of mind. We'll explore how less control might actually mean more happiness, and why letting go is often the key to holding on to what truly matters. So if you find something valuable as we unpack these insights, a simple, free favor you can do is hit that subscribe button. And trust me, you won't want to skip any part of this journey, because every minute is designed to transform how you see and respond to life's chaos. Let's get started. Control your mind. Navigating the storms of life begins not outside, but inside your own mind. It's that place where thoughts swirl around like leaves in a gust of wind, each one tugging at our emotions and dictating how we feel, react, and view the world. But here's a Stoic secret. You can calm that mental storm. It's not about silencing your thoughts. It's about managing them more effectively. This is what the great Stoic philosophers like Epictetus emphasized. Control over one's mind is the ultimate freedom. Stoicism teaches us that while we can't always control external events, we have absolute power over our internal responses. The idea is simple yet profound. Life isn't about what happens to you, but about how you respond. Imagine each thought as a visitor, knocking on the door of your mind. Some visitors bring good news, and others bring challenges. By practicing Stoicism, you learn to greet each one calmly, not letting the negative ones unsettle you or stay too long. Let's break it down into something you can use daily. When a stressful thought arises, instead of letting it take over, pause. Acknowledge its presence. This pause is your power moment. It's where you switch from reacting to choosing. Ask yourself, is this thought useful? Is it true? Often we find that our most troubling thoughts are based in worry, not reality. By questioning them, we take away their power. Then, practice redirection. This is a Stoic exercise in focusing your mind on what you can control. You can't control what others say about you, the traffic or the weather, but you can control your response. Redirect your energy from frustration to actions that improve your state of mind, like deep breathing, a walk, or a moment of reflection. Remember, controlling your mind doesn't mean avoiding emotions. It means understanding them better. Emotions are not commands, they are information. By tuning into this information without letting it dictate your actions, you engage with life more fully and calmly. You become like the Stoic sage, unswayed by the highs and lows, navigating life with wisdom and serenity. Accept everything as it is. Life, with all its unpredictability, often seems like a puzzle where the pieces don't always fit the way we expect them to. This is where Stoicism steps in, offering a mindset that can dramatically shift how we perceive and interact with the world. Stoics like Epictetus taught that the key to happiness lies not in attempting to control the external, but in embracing it exactly as it is. It's a practice of aligning our expectations with reality rather than trying to bend reality to fit our expectations. The core of this philosophy is a kind of radical acceptance. Imagine watching a play unfold on stage. You don't get to rewrite the script or direct the actors. Life is similar. Many aspects are simply beyond our control. The weather, the stock market, other people's actions. These are all parts of the play we can't direct. The Stoic learns to watch these elements with a calm detachment, not apathy, but a profound understanding of where their own power truly lies. Embracing reality as it comes doesn't mean resignation or passivity. On the contrary, it invites us to focus intensely on the areas where we can make a difference. This means shifting our energy from frustration about what we can't change to innovation and action on what we can change. For example, while we can't control someone's rude behavior, we can control our response, whether that means calmly addressing the behavior or choosing to walk away. This acceptance also teaches us resilience. By acknowledging that things might not always go our way, we prepare ourselves emotionally for the ups and downs of life. It's like setting sail on the ocean. A Stoic sailor doesn't waste time wishing the sea were calmer. Instead, they learn to navigate the storms. This resilience builds over time, each challenge offering a chance to strengthen our ability to cope with adversity. Practicing this acceptance daily transforms our lives. It begins with small steps, recognizing when we're resisting reality and consciously choosing to accept it. Each moment of acceptance adds up, gradually shaping a more peaceful inner world. As we cultivate this mindset, we find that fewer things disturb us, and what once seemed like insurmountable obstacles become manageable challenges. So, as you move through your day, try to see each unexpected event not as a disruption, but as an opportunity to practice Stoic acceptance. Remember, it's not the events themselves that disturb us, but our interpretation of them. By changing our interpretations, we can find peace in any situation. Embrace uncertainty. One of the only constants in life is, ironically, uncertainty. We often think we're building our lives on solid ground, but the truth is, the sands can shift beneath us at any moment. This is where Stoicism provides an invaluable perspective. The Stoics understood that the nature of the world is change, and by embracing this uncertainty, we can find a deeper sense of peace and resilience. Think about it. How much of your stress comes from worrying about what might happen tomorrow, next week, or next year? We plan, project, and predict, trying to pin down the future as if it's a map we can follow to avoid all the traffic jams and roadblocks. But life isn't a highway. It's more like a meandering path through a dense forest, where the next turn may reveal a vista or a new obstacle. Stoicism teaches us to embrace this unpredictability with open arms, not with resignation, but with courage and adaptability. To truly embrace uncertainty, we start by acknowledging our limited control over external events. You can't control the economy, the weather, or the actions of others, but you can control your response to these events. This is not about giving up on goals or stopping efforts to improve your situation. It's about holding these goals lightly and being prepared to adjust as circumstances change. It's like being a skillful sailor who can adjust the sails to the changing wind and currents, rather than fighting against them. Practicing this can be liberating. When you stop demanding certainty from life, you open yourself up to more possibilities. You become more flexible, more creative, and often more effective. You're no longer paralyzed by the need for a perfect outcome. Instead, you're motivated by the process of adapting and learning, whatever the outcome may be. This doesn't mean you won't have plans, but rather that you're prepared to change them, to improvise, and to make the best of the situation. And here's the beautiful part. When you start viewing uncertainty as a space for growth rather than a threat, life becomes more engaging. Every unexpected event brings with it the seed of new opportunities, new ways to challenge yourself and grow. It's about transforming the unknown from a source of anxiety to a source of potential. This is a core principle of Stoicism, seeing every obstacle as an opportunity to practice virtues like courage, perseverance, and resilience. Be indifferent to praise and criticism. Navigating the waves of praise and criticism can feel like steering a ship through stormy seas. One minute you're riding high on a wave of compliments, and the next you're being tossed around by harsh words. It's exhausting, isn't it? That's why Stoicism teaches us a powerful concept, the art of indifference, not to feelings or outcomes, but specifically to the opinions of others. This isn't about apathy. It's about finding a space where your self-worth isn't tied to what others think. Let's dive a bit deeper into this. Stoicism doesn't suggest that we should become emotionless robots, ignoring all feedback. Instead, it advocates for a balanced approach where we listen to and consider feedback without allowing it to destabilize our core sense of self. Epictetus put it this way: "If someone praises me, it speaks to their opinion, not my merit." When you internalize this perspective, praise becomes a pleasant echo rather than a validation of your worth, and criticism merely a differing viewpoint, not a demolition of your character. The challenge, of course, is in the practice. It begins by understanding that your actions should align with your values, not with an anticipated reaction from others. This alignment creates a strong internal compass that guides you, irrespective of external approval. When you act based on personal conviction rather than the desire for approval, your dependence on external validation naturally diminishes. Another practical step is to reflect on the impermanence of both praise and criticism. Just as quickly as a compliment can lift your spirits, it can be forgotten. Similarly, criticism can sting, but its pain is often temporary. By reflecting on this transience, you build an emotional resilience that shields you from the volatility of others' opinions. Moreover, practicing Stoic indifference involves a conscious effort to recognize the limits of praise and criticism. Not all praise is beneficial. It can sometimes lead to complacency. Not all criticism is detrimental. It can offer valuable insights and opportunities for growth. By filtering these through your own reasoning, you determine what is constructive and what is noise. In embracing this Stoic practice, you don't just protect your peace, you also cultivate a genuine confidence that is rooted in self-awareness, not in external affirmation. This form of confidence is robust. It is not easily shaken because it is built on the foundation of knowing yourself and your values deeply. Let go of the need to be right. It's a curious part of human nature, this drive to be right all the time. It often feels like every conversation or debate is a battle that must be won. But Stoicism invites us to consider a different approach, an approach where the victory isn't about proving others wrong, but about achieving personal peace and growth. Letting go of the need to always be right doesn't mean compromising on truth. It means reevaluating what truly adds value to our lives and what simply feeds our ego. Imagine how much energy we expend in arguments, defending our positions like fortresses under siege. Stoicism teaches us to lower the drawbridge and venture out, not with the aim of conquering others with our rightness, but with the goal of understanding and learning. Epictetus advises us to lead with listening rather than speaking. He suggests that by doing so, we open ourselves up to new perspectives and deepen our understanding, not just of the topic at hand, but of the human condition. This doesn't imply that we should never stand up for what we believe in. Instead, it's about choosing our battles wisely. Ask yourself, is this disagreement important to my values, or am I just trying to bolster my pride? Sometimes, the wisest and most courageous act is not to launch another verbal volley, but to acknowledge the limits of what we know and can prove. It's about embracing the possibility that we might be wrong, and that's perfectly okay. By releasing the grip on always having to be right, we also lower our stress levels and improve our relationships. It transforms interactions from confrontations into opportunities for connection and learning. This shift in mindset can lead to more productive and harmonious relationships, both in personal life and at work. Think about the last time someone acknowledged they were wrong in a discussion with you. It likely increased your respect for them, didn't it? Furthermore, Stoicism doesn't just ask us to let go of being right for the sake of peace. It teaches us that in the acceptance of uncertainty and the unknown, there is wisdom. It's a practice in humility, recognizing that the universe is vast and complex, and our understanding is always partial and evolving. This mindset fosters a lifelong openness to learning and growth, which is far more rewarding than the fleeting satisfaction of being right. Expect less. It's fascinating how our expectations can set the stage for our life's drama, shaping our joys, disappointments, and everything in between. We often script out our days, our careers, even our relationships with such precision, hoping everything will follow our meticulously drawn maps. However, life has a way of ignoring our scripts, doesn't it? Stoicism offers a powerful antidote to this by teaching us to temper our expectations, not to diminish our dreams, but to ground them in reality. This doesn't mean expecting the worst, but rather preparing ourselves to accept whatever outcome life presents, thereby finding contentment in any situation. Seneca once said, "We suffer more from imagination than from reality." He was pointing out that many of our disappointments stem not from life's harshness, but from the gap between what we expect and what actually happens. By adjusting our expectations, we can close this gap. Imagine going into a situation with an open mind, free from specific demands on the outcome. You're prepared to give your best, but are equally prepared to accept whatever results from your efforts. This mindset reduces anxiety and fear of failure because you're no longer tethered to the idea of a single right outcome. Expecting less doesn't strip life of its magic. Quite the opposite. It opens us to more joy and surprise. When we don't box in our experiences with rigid expectations, we allow room for life to delight and surprise us in ways we couldn't have specifically planned. This is a more adventurous, more resilient way of living. It's about being like a river that flows around obstacles rather than a canal that dries up when something blocks its path. Moreover, this Stoic practice of moderating expectations helps us focus more on the process rather than just the outcome. This shift in focus is liberating. It allows us to fully engage with the present, putting in our efforts and letting go of the anxiety over results. We learn to appreciate the doing itself, whether it's working on a project, engaging in a hobby, or spending time with loved ones, without the heavy burden of needing things to turn out a certain way. And when things don't go as hoped, which inevitably they sometimes won't, our equilibrium isn't shattered. Because we didn't expect perfection, we're not disillusioned by reality. This doesn't mean we don't feel disappointment, but rather that it doesn't linger or turn into lasting distress. We acknowledge it, learn from it, and move on, stronger and wiser. Say no more. Often. In a world that constantly pushes us towards more activities, more responsibilities, more connections, it's revolutionary to discover the power of a simple no. It's a tiny word, but it packs a profound punch. Stoicism, with its emphasis on self-mastery and inner tranquility, encourages us to use this powerful tool wisely. Saying no isn't just about turning down an invitation or a request. It's about affirming your priorities, respecting your resources, and preserving your energy for what truly matters. The Stoics teach us the importance of understanding our limits and the value of our time. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself to focus on the essential and disregard the unnecessary. By saying no, we honor this Stoic principle. We make a conscious choice about how we spend each precious moment of our lives. Each no is a yes to something else that is more aligned with our values and goals. Imagine this scenario. Your day is packed, yet another request comes your way. It's tempting to say yes, to avoid disappointing someone or to keep up appearances. But at what cost? Overcommitting can lead us to burnout and stress, far from the Stoic ideal of peace and balance. Instead, by thoughtfully considering whether a commitment aligns with your principles and priorities, and being brave enough to decline when it doesn't, you take back control of your life. This doesn't mean becoming selfish or inflexible. On the contrary, it's about being intentionally selective. It means being honest with yourself and others about what you can handle and what will add meaning and value to your life. This selectiveness enhances the quality of your engagements, relationships, and work. You'll find that the activities and responsibilities you do say yes to receive more of your focus and energy, leading to better outcomes and more satisfaction. Furthermore, saying no can be an exercise in integrity and authenticity. It's about being true to yourself, not just going along with what others want or expect. This might be challenging at first, especially if you're used to pleasing others. However, the Stoics were no strangers to challenge. They saw it as an opportunity for growth and self-improvement. Each time you say no, you strengthen your ability to uphold your boundaries and respect your own needs. Embrace discomfort to grow. Growth often requires stepping out of our comfort zones, which isn't always easy or comfortable. Stoicism, a philosophy built on resilience and the power of the human spirit, encourages us to lean into discomfort, viewing it not as an enemy, but as a teacher. Think about the last time you faced something challenging. It might have felt daunting at the moment, but reflecting back, you can probably see how that experience helped you grow, sharpened your skills, or deepened your resilience. The Stoics, like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, believed that life's difficulties are opportunities to practice virtues such as courage, patience, and endurance. When we embrace discomfort, we're essentially training ourselves to be stronger and more capable. It's similar to how a muscle becomes stronger through the stress of exercise. By intentionally engaging with challenges rather than avoiding them, we not only enhance our ability to cope with adversity, but also increase our capacity to enjoy and appreciate all aspects of life. Moreover, embracing discomfort allows us to break free from the shackles of fear and hesitation. It's easy to become complacent, to choose the path of least resistance, but doing so can lead to stagnation. Stoicism teaches us that true fulfillment often lies on the other side of hardship. By facing difficulties head-on, we learn not only about our limitations, but also about our potential. Every challenge overcome is a lesson in what we are truly capable of achieving. Additionally, when we expose ourselves to different and difficult situations, we foster adaptability and flexibility, qualities essential for personal growth and success in all areas of life. Whether it's learning a new skill, changing careers, or adapting to unforeseen circumstances, our ability to thrive in change is enhanced by our willingness to endure discomfort. Embracing discomfort also cultivates humility, another key Stoic virtue. It reminds us that we are not perfect, that there is always room for improvement. This mindset keeps us grounded and focused on personal development rather than resting on our laurels. It encourages a lifelong journey of learning and self-discovery, where each new challenge is a chance to learn more about ourselves and the world around us. Reflect on death. It might feel unsettling to turn our thoughts towards the end of life, the fact that our time here is finite. Yet, in the wisdom of Stoicism, Contemplating our mortality isn't a morbid obsession, but a powerful tool to enhance our appreciation of life. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about the importance of living as if each day were your last, not in fear, but with a profound understanding that our days are numbered. This practice, known as memento mori, or remember you must die, serves as a reminder of life's impermanence, urging us to live more fully in the present. When you consider that each moment could be your last, trivial annoyances and grievances lose their grip. You find yourself focusing more on what truly matters, perhaps deepening relationships, pursuing meaningful work, or making time for passions that stir your soul. Reflecting on death also helps us prioritize our choices. It sharpens our sense of what is truly important and what is merely distraction. This doesn't mean living in a constant state of urgency, but fostering a steady awareness that our time is limited, so we must choose wisely how we use it. Each day becomes precious, each interaction significant, and we begin to shed the procrastination and pettiness that cloud our days. Moreover, Stoicism teaches us that accepting the inevitability of death can diminish our fears. When we stop seeing death as a taboo or something to be feared, it loses much of its power over us. Instead, we can see it as a natural, inevitable part of life that underscores the importance of living well. This acceptance can bring a calm and clarity that enhances our resilience, helping us face life's challenges with a balanced perspective. And in this reflection, there's a call to action, not to morbidly fixate on the end, but to use this awareness as a catalyst for living a more deliberate, thoughtful life. Ask yourself, if this were my last year, what would I want to accomplish? Who would I want to be? This isn't about creating a frenzied bucket list, but about refining our daily actions and attitudes to align more closely with our true selves. Thank you for joining us today on this profound journey with Stoic Journal. Remember, embracing these lessons isn't just about learning, it's about transforming the way we live every single day. If today's discussion resonated with you, I invite you to watch one of our suggested videos on the screen next to continue exploring and deepening your understanding of Stoicism. Together, let's strive to live not just longer, but fuller and wiser.